Hi, first grade students. This is Mrs. Baker. I'm so happy to see you. I wanted to fill in, particularly our online students, what we're going to be doing in guidance every week. So some weeks you will get a video about what we talked about in guidance class that week. And if you're an in-person learner, you can watch too. So here I am in my office and I miss seeing you guys. You might see that Puppy and Snail are behind me. They're trying to get in the video, aren't they? So anyways, today I'm going to talk about what we did in first grade guidance. So Mr. Lamb and I came in, you might remember Mr. Lamb, and we talked about a few different things. One of the things we talked about is what we do in guidance class, and we talk about feelings, don't we? We talk about how to control our feelings, how to recognize feelings in yourself and in others. We talk about how to calm down when we're angry or sad. We've talked about problem solving, the 8 never nevers you might remember. We also do some yoga, and we're going to start some yoga next week, so maybe we'll post some yoga videos. And then we talked about what happens sometimes when you come into my office or into Mr. Lamb's office. Sometimes you talk about things that make you happy. Sometimes you talk about things that make you sad or angry. And everything you say in our office is private. That's kind of a big word. Or confidential. That's an even bigger word. And what that means is when you come into our office and you tell us something, we don't tell anybody, right? Because we want you to trust us. So if you come in and tell me that you're really, really upset with someone in your class because they haven't been sharing, then I'm not going to go and tell that person, am I? Because then you wouldn't trust me to tell me anything else again. So that would be private, and we would try to figure out a way that you could work together with your classmate a little better to share. Now, there are a few things that if you tell Mr. Lamb or myself that we would have to get some help and we would have to tell no matter what. And here are the things. Number one, if you tell us that someone is hurting you, like if you tell me every single day one of your classmates is pulling your hair at recess, well, I have to get you help for that, don't I? Because we can't have you having your hair pulled, and we have to help the other students so that they know not to pull hair, right? So in that situation, if someone is hurting you, we need to get you some help. The second situation would be is if you are hurting someone else. If you come into my office and you say, every single day when I go home after school, I trip my baby sister. Well, that's not very nice, is it? We would have to help because we can't have baby sister being tripped, and we need to help you to figure out a better way to get along with your sister. That's the second thing. The third one is if you tell one of us that you're going to hurt yourself. Let's say you tell me that after school today you're going to go to the park and you're going to throw yourself down the top of the slide just to see what happens. Well, we can't let that happen, can we? Because we don't want you to get hurt. So we would have to tell someone. The fourth situation is if you tell me I can tell someone. Let's say that you're having a lot of trouble keeping up with your homework. And I say, hey, would it be okay if we talk to your teacher about how you're having trouble with your homework? If you say yes, then I will go and we will talk to your teacher and we will figure out a way to help you. If you say no, then I won't tell your teacher, will I? So those are kind of the rules of coming into Mr. Lamb and I's office. So that was one of the things we talked about in guidance. We also talked about big feelings. I know I've had a lot of big feelings with everything that's been going on since our school shut down in March, and I'm sure you have too. We talked about feeling scared and feeling sad and feeling worried. A lot of people feel worried now, and I bet you might feel worried too, or even your grown-ups or your brothers and sisters. So we learned a new way to breathe. Now you might remember last year we did some belly breathing. And we did some other things to calm ourselves down, but I'm going to teach you a new way today. So first, I want to show you what book we read. We read Wimberly Worried, one of my favorite books. Wimberly was very worried about school. She was worried about lots and lots of things, but she was worried about making friends at school. And we decided that if Wimberly had a different way to breathe, then maybe she could have calmed herself to realize that school was okay. So this is how we did it. we did square breathing. So what I want you to do is I want you in your mind, close your eyes, and I want you to imagine a square, just like on Mrs. Baker's picture. Then what I want you to do is I want you to practice your breathing. So what we're going to do is you're going to inhale. Remember, you inhale through your nose, you inhale, and you go down the side of the square. So inhale, and then you hold. I can't hold because I'm talking. And then you exhale through your mouth. You go up, and then you hold. It's hard to do this when the picture's reversed. Then you hold it the other way. Okay? That is how we deep breathe. It's really hard to do it backwards in here. So we inhale and go up one side, down one side, I guess. Inhale, hold, exhale, and hold. Try it one more time. Inhale, hold, exhale, and hold. That is what we talked about in guidance. Next week, we're going to start to talk a little bit about skills for listening. You might remember we talked about that last year, where we talked about different ways that we can really pay attention and really focus in class, because just as the school year is starting, we really need to do that, don't we? So I hope you're having a great beginning to your school year. If you're an online learner, I miss you. You can always have your parent reach out on Dojo if you have any questions. And I will see you soon. Bye.